Today I am going here to teach you about some concepts of pharmaceutical process chemistry. Actually, this is a very new subject to the students who are doing M.Pharma from pharmaceutical chemistry, and this is very important subject. So today we will study about what is pharmaceutical process chemistry and what are the basic terminology or the basic concepts behind this topic. So, as you can see that process chemistry is nothing but it is the optimization and development of synthetic schemes. I am going to tell you later what are the synthetic schemes, and it also includes the pilot plant procedures to manufacture compound for the drug development phase. So here we are in this definition we have seen that there are two things: optimization, development of the synthetic schemes, and it also includes the pilot plant procedures for the manufacturing of the compound. So basically it relates with the processes which are going in the manufacturing of pharmaceuticals. Here one concept is the drug discovery and development. So in the drug discovery and development, we know that there is the R&D phase, preclinical studies are there, then we have the clinical trials, then the review and approval of those trials, post-release monitoring. This all come under the drug discovery and developmental process. So why I am telling you this thing? Because it relates to the process chemistry, how it relates. So for understanding this concept, we have to understand what is the drug discovery and development. As we know that, first we have R&D, that we are there for the search of the new molecules. So we will, our scientists or our process chemist is involved in the searching of those molecules which have the efficacy, and moreover, if we go deep into that R&D workout, then we will identify the target for the drug. After identifying the target for the drug, we will design the molecule for those targets. And this all collective procedure is the lead identification and the lead optimization. So this lead identification and lead optimization comes under the research and developmental process of this whole drug discovery and development. Suppose we have identified a good lead. That good lead is now moved to the preclinical studies, that it is going to be evaluated in the or screened in the animals. The evaluation can be in vitro also, and the evaluation can be in vivo also. So here we are assessing our molecule efficacy or its work in two manners. One is non-rodent and another is rodent. And with a different administration route, we are screening our molecule or the drug which we have found effective in the research and developmental phase. So it is getting evaluated during the preclinical study, and it will take around 1 to 2 years. In addition to this, here we are also performing the toxicological studies, and those toxicological studies are the effective parameter for evaluating our molecule or the drug. After that, after successful preclinical studies results, we move to the clinical trials. And what are the clinical trials? Clinical trials are the trials which are conducted in the humans for safety, efficacy of the newly discovered drug or the molecule. So these clinical trials, which takes 4 to 7 years, they are divided into the 3 phases. Actually, there are the 4 clinical trials, but here we have 3 phases here, first and 4th phase here. So, what is the difference between the clinical trial first, second, and third? So, coming to the number of the volunteers, clinical trials means that we are evaluating our drugs on the humans. So, in the clinical trial phase first, we have the number of the participants or the volunteers are the 200. In the clinical phase second, we have the number of the participants is from 100 to 300 to 500. And in the clinical trial phase 3, we have up to 1000, or up to 1000, that is 1000 to many, 1000 to many. So in the phase first trial, we are assessing the safety and efficacy of a drug or the molecule, which has shown the good result in the clinical trial. In the second, we are following the control trials with the placebo. In the third phase, we are assessing that the safety, efficacy of our drug or the molecule in the wider population. And we are also doing the comparative studies. With in comparison to other medicine or drugs if available there. So this is the clinical trial third 3. After getting the good result from these trials, we submit the data to the review and the approval to the regulatory authorities. So it is different in different countries, and it takes 1 to 2 years. After approval from these authorities, the drug is launched in the market. And what the drug is doing in the market, how it is affecting the humans, how it is affecting the population, that all thing is related to the post-release monitoring, and it is for the clinical trial phase 4. And if something get wrong, if it has a severe side effect, then the drug can be recalled also. So this is whole process from 12 to 16 years, depending upon the type of the design or the study we are doing. This is for the so why I am saying this thing, because a process chemist who knows the knowledge of the process chemistry, he is doing lot of the things during these processes. He is managing various operations, various synthetic route strategy, preparation of the compound from laboratory to the manufacturing of the compound. So this is therefore the knowledge of the drug discovery and development is important for assessing the role of the process chemistry in pharmaceutical industry. Now we have some basic terminology before moving to the more complex topic. First is the drug. As we all know, the drug is a compound that interact with the biological molecules to elicit a physiological response. It can be either from the natural product, it can be from the fermentation product, semi-synthetic processes also produces the compounds of the drug of the importance, synthetic also, and here we are dealing with the synthetic drug. This whole pharmaceutical process chemistry here deals with the synthetic drugs. So now there is one word which you always encountered in this subject, that is the development. So what is the development? With respect to process chemistry, with respect to the pharmaceutical process chemistry, development is all the work between the research and production. That is the work from between the R&D to the preparation of the formulation. All the work which are done, they all come under the development. And that development is an important part of the process chemistry. This is a very new subject. I think you haven't heard about this subject, haven't heard about all these things. It is much more of industrial importance. Okay. So now the very important term, that is the scale-up. What is the scale-up? This is very important terminology. You must remember what is scale-up. So scale-up is nothing, but it is, we can say that from laboratory to the manufacturing. Laboratory to manufacturing. Laboratory to manufacturing means scale-up. And as per the demand, you are manufacturing your product from laboratory level to the manufacturing. So these things are really important. Now, after I think you understand about these basic terminology, many more terminology will also be there. So we will discuss those also. So in the nutshell, what we are trying to say in this lecture is that the subject of pharmaceutical process chemistry, that is the if we are analyzing with respect to industrial pharmaceutical industry. So in the pharmaceutical industry, we are manufacturing the chemicals, we are manufacturing the intermediate, we are manufacturing many compounds. We are manufacturing many compounds, and the development of the effective routes, and the synthetic strategies to produce these compounds of the medical importance, of the pharmaceutical importance, is the basic objective of you can say in API plant. We will discuss that thing also. So it is like that. Now, who is that person who is doing all these things? So the person is the process chemist. So coming to the role of the process chemist, who is understanding all these processes and involved in the researches and involved in the preparation of the various small pharmaceuticals, what he is doing. So we will take a very small example of that. What is that small example? Suppose there is a one reaction. A plus B gives the C, and C plus D will give the E. So suppose you have clarified your M comma and you are posted in recruited in the API plant of some, for example, Julian. What will be your role in the R&D? Your role is that your role should be that I have given an example. A plus B, C is giving C, and when C is reacting with the D, is giving the D. So what your innovative role should be like that. How A can we prepare the A, can we prepare E from A directly? Is there any route is there? Is there any synthetic route is there? Or can we prepare B to E? Is there any route? So to work out those possibilities which are cost effective, which can save the chemicals, which are following the principle of the green chemistry, is the work of the process chemist. So process chemist is a very important person in the API plant. Okay. So in a nutshell, we are here to discover the process chemistry, how it is related with the drug discovery and development, what are the basic terminologies we have discussed. We have also discussed about the role of the process chemist, which is very important. And in this lecture we are stopping here. After that, in the next lecture, we will be moving toward the development and the scale-up processes. What are the development and scale-up processes, API plants, many more things, synthetic strategies. So we will all go into that as per our syllabus. Thank you all. Thank you.